Hi, it's Doug Dane. Listen, if you don't feel good about yourself, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Too many people struggle in their life because they have a mistaken identity. If you don't feel confident to succeed, your mistaken identity is probably causing you the problem. My book explains your mistaken identity and how it's controlling you. And so here's a daily tip to help you live better. Make no mistake, you definitely deserve better. Listen, I got to be honest with you. If you're struggling to get ahead, in your career or you're suffering in your life, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I've become kind of famous with my clients and people I've mentored because I say it often. You know what the hell you're talking about, and they laugh about that. And so let me just tell you a little story and hear me out here. I don't think you know what you're talking about if you're struggling, and here's why. I was coming from dinner one night in an Uber, and I got talking with the young driver, and he was a young man here in Canada going to school from India. And he was obviously driving Uber to make some money. And I noticed on his dashboard, he had a little cross that was standing on the dashboard. And just to get the conversation going, I knew what it was, but I said, what's that on the dashboard? He said, oh, it's a cross. My mother gave it to me. I said, oh, I said, are you Christian? He's, well, yeah, sort of. And we got into this conversation, and I often like to ask people questions about what they know or what they think or what they believe, because generally they don't know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to them and their opportunity and their ability to do better in their life. So anyway, the conversation went on, and I said, listen, have you ever, obviously, you're familiar with Gandhi. I said, what do you think about Gandhi? And he started to tell me what he thought about Gandhi, and he was saying some things about Gandhi and Gandhi's story and what Gandhi did, et cetera, et cetera. And after a couple of minutes of listening to it, I said, dude, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because he was saying things that were not factual. And I started to correct him because Gandhi is one of my mentors, somebody I really study and follow. And the more I get into seeing what this man did and how he did what he did, and you might want to check out how he changed the world, at least the world for people in India and in Britain. And anyway, in studying Gandhi, and I of course don't know what the hell I'm talking about either. I only know what I know so far from what I've studied, but the person I've been studying is somebody who followed Gandhi around, really studied Gandhi, and is probably one of the more popular people that have written and talked about Gandhi. And Gandhi the Man was one of the names of his books. Anyway, so this guy's going on and on. I go, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I said, where did you get that information from? And he just kind of, he knew that I had him because he knew that he wasn't wrong. He thought he was certain, but clearly he wasn't by my conversation with him. And I said, you got that from your parents and family, didn't you? And he admitted that most of the things that we were talking about was things that he picked up from his parents and from his family and from his culture. But most importantly, he had a viewpoint on Gandhi and Gandhi's story that wasn't actually factual or true. It was just his perspective that he had picked up. And listen, to the credit of his parents might have told him A, B, and C, but he interpreted it as X, Y, and Z. And so I think, the message of this young guy, after talking to him, I said, listen, you believe a bunch of things. You've been brought up with rules, values, beliefs, prejudices. You've been highly influenced by your parents, by your family, by adults, by teachers, by religious and cultural leaders, etc. And that is driving your perception. That's driving your dialogue. And so I could tell he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And I just wanted to take the few minutes I had to try to educate him and wake him up that he didn't know what he was talking about in that particular topic. But more importantly, he might not know what he's talking about in terms of his future and his own potential success. So listen, after talking to thousands of people, literally, I've realized that most people don't know what the hell they're talking about, especially when it comes to the topic of them, their success, or their struggles. And so again, when I talk to people, if I get a chance to talk to you, I'm going to ask you some questions to find out if you know what the hell you're talking about as it relates to the problems that you're facing, the challenges that you're trying to overcome, and what it is you're trying to do in life or whatever you're trying to pursue in life as far as your definite purpose. So let's get to the facts, okay? The truth is you don't really know what you can do. You have no idea what you are capable of. Your view of your potential and your capabilities is skewed through your perception, through your judgment, through the rules, values, and beliefs and different things that you were told when you were growing up. The truth is, your self-image or your mistaken identity is running the show. It's running your life. Now, we talk a lot about that. I talk a lot about that in my book, is that we have to understand how our mind actually works, because it's your mind that directs your brain and nervous system. Ultimately, how you think, the actions you take, how you feel, that's run by your mind, and it operates a certain way, and it's directed or controlled by your self-image. Everything that you do, everything you think, all the decisions that you make, all the ways you evaluate situations in your life or problems or opportunities, it's all because of your concept of yourself, your self-image. And like I said, most people, the thousands I've talked to, you're mistaken. You've got a mistaken identity about who you are and what you're capable of, and you got a bunch of stuff that's drilled into you and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And listen, the truth is, you can change your self-image if you're willing and if you're ready. The fact remains that you had things drilled into you that you thought was true about you, and they weren't. You better get your facts straight about who you are. You are way more than you think you are. Thank you.